Well, hello, Kingdompreneurs. Good night. It is the third day of our 30 days of energy pulls to create space for your desires, for the desires of your future. And we're going to talk about receiving today. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to give you 2 points, and then we're going to do a very quick energy pull. We want to create space for you to become a receptor of receiving. Most people don't know how to receive. A lot of people know how to give, but they don't know how to receive. And the reason you don't know how to receive is because you've not been taught to receive. You know, the Bible tells us that it's better to give than to receive. And there's a certain level of truth to that. But there's also a blessing and a gift of learning how to receive when a blessing or when there is things that need to come your way and that should come your way, but you're holding them off because you don't believe that you deserve it. A lot of the reasons why people cannot receive is because of self-worth, self-esteem, and other issues like that. Judgments as well, the conclusions that you've made about yourself and what other people think about you, and you buy into other people's beliefs and thoughts and systems and conclusions based on a certain reality of where you live or where you come from and the expectations. You know, if you've grown up in the church, it's kind of expected for you to, get married and have children and create a good family and basically just live a very good, decent life. You're not really taught to have very high, well, I wouldn't say high ambitions, but you're kind of taught not to go after the things of the world. And then we kind of think the things of the world don't uh, apply to us, so we subconsciously reject them. And because we're rejecting them, when somebody offers them into our life in a receptive kind of way, we're rejecting them. If you haven't grown up into a church system, then the other thing that is bothering you is, again, your self-worthness and your belief system of what somebody has said to you, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Some people think if somebody walks up to you and say, hey, I just felt like giving you $100, they're like, whoa, there's a level of false pride that is there that says, no, why are you giving it to me? Then you might become suspicious as to a person has a hidden agenda, that they're being nice to you because they want something for you. So there are a myriad of reasons why you would begin to think. Some of them come from when we were a child, and we were taught by our parents that if somebody gives you something, they probably want something from you. So there's this baked in suspicion that's in there about receiving. And as you get older, if you're not living the life of your dreams, or living your true authentic self, when somebody shows up into your space to offer you something, to try, the universe in itself is trying to pull you in that direction, and you're not being able to walk in it because you think you don't deserve something. The other thing is, when you start pursuing self-development and you're trying to manifest certain things in your life, all judgments and point of views that you grew up with, or that you've thought about yourself because of things that you've done or mistakes that you've made, and you just don't think that you deserve it, but you still want it. And there is a negative energy side of wanting, okay? Because you wanted from a negative space. You want it, but you don't think that you deserve it. And because you want it and you don't think that you deserve it, you create a space that puts up blocks. And the thing that you desire is trying to get to you, but you keep putting up karate chopsticks in its place, in its way, and it can't get to you, because everything, remember, is a vibration and a frequency. It's a particle sitting out there as a non-substance. or with a non-identity until you put on it the identity of a car, a house, a person, a relationship. But what happens is you begin to say, uh, I want this, I want it, and you secretly want it so badly that you work yourself up into some kind of negative frenzy and energy space that it truly cannot come to you, because you actually now in your subconscious don't believe that it can happen for you. Now, you're going to have to listen to this more than once to get it, because I want to move on. But what you've done is created a negativity or a negative energy space in your want, because you really don't think that you deserve it, or you really don't think that you're worth it, and so it can't happen for you. And that is your stronger vibration that is emanating from you. So even though you're saying in your conscious mind, I want this thing to happen for me, the stronger vibrational frequency emanating from you that's being picked up by everyone that you can come into contact with, or that can pick up on your frequency, is not one of receiving. Now, to get into the space of receiving, what you have to do is learn how to enter into rest. And rest does not mean non-activity. Rest means congruency. Rest means that in your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, you're at one with what it is that you want to receive into your life. You create the space to receive it from the moment you decided that you wanted it. And let me tell you how every one of you can know what I'm saying is true. The moment you decided that you wanted a particular type of vehicle, it started showing up in your frequency. It started showing up in your line of sight. It was everywhere. Before you were determined and at one with what you wanted to create and what you wanted to show up, it wasn't there. But the moment, and sometimes you can have more than one thing show up. I remember when I was looking at BMWs and the Infinity, and all of a sudden, everywhere I turned was a BMW 740. Everywhere I turned was an Acura, and an Infinity. And I was like, I'm not sure which one that I really want. And then as I began to settle down, remember that want. And the other thing is that you need to change your want to I require, because that word require has a different energetic vibration that's flowing with it. Because when you require something, you actually are pulling it into your space, because you are calling it to assist you to do a number of things. It's either to put on an event, it's either to bring something to pass, but it's a different kind of energy. So don't say that I want, because that want energy has a lot of lack and can very easily turn into a kind of very anxious, negative space. What you want to get into is a place of rest. Rest comes from congruency. Rest has peace. Rest has ease. And when you become that receptor, what I want you to do is to create a space where you become a receptor of receiving, because everything that you need, you already have. You just need to know how to become at one with the energy to pull it into your space. And that's what you need to do. So I want you to just pull that energy into you. I want you to pull that energy into your home, pull it into yourself, pull it into your neighborhood, pull it into your community, and into your city, into your nation, and then outwards. And as you look at it from that perspective, and you look down, remember looking at that molecule of whatever it is that you want to receive. And right now, the molecule that you're creating is the molecule of being receiving itself. And when you become receiving, things just show up. I'm telling you. So I want you to consider that. And tomorrow, I think we're going to stay on this a little bit longer. And we're going to talk about judgments that also show up that cause you not to be able to receive. All right, Kingdompreneurs, this is day 3 of our 30 days of pulling energy to to create the space for the future that you desire. Okay, Kingdompreneurs, I will talk to you tomorrow.